Good morning again. This is Randy. I just wanted to share something. Do you see this little switch right here? This happens to be on a Ford 4.0 liter V6 engine, 2000. That is called the IAC, Idle Air Control Valve. Air coming in from over here through the throttle body passes up to this item right here, and it's measured, of course, all by the computer. If your idle is too slow, that likely could matter that this is plugged up, needs to be taken off, cleaned, or replaced. If the idle's too fast, then the scan tool, when you plug a scan tool in it, you'll read what's called IAC counts. Normally, IAC counts need to be somewhere between 30 to 40. On this particular vehicle, I could hook up the scan tool, but I'll just explain it if that's all right. The IAC counts on this are 1. As you increase the speed, the IAC counts, of course, increase because you're no longer on the idle circuit. A lot of people, as soon as a code comes up that said idle air circuit, they run out and buy one of these expensive idle air control valves. On some vehicles, Chevrolet, Chrysler, different ones, imports, they are incredibly expensive. Have somebody hook up a scan tool and actually take a reading. What are the readings at idle of the IAC counts? If they're crazy low, like 1, 2, 4, something like that, you need to suspect a vacuum leak, not the idle air control motor. You don't want to go out and spend a lot of money to find out you haven't fixed anything. It's a very good thing to do a thorough diagnosis of the vehicle before you just start replacing parts. I know that that is one of my main policies. I never replace a part unless I test to make sure it needs that part. So just a little word to everybody, careful with your money. Do a thorough diagnosis if you're going to repair your car, and have it done by a qualified technician with the proper equipment to make sure that it's done right the first time. Remember, idle air control. Have the IAC counts verified by a scan tool, a good scan tool, not just one that pulls codes, and see what the idle air control numbers are. If they're high, probably that thing's dirty and stuck. If they're very low, there again, a vacuum leak, a hose. On this particular car, the intake is plastic. These are subject historically to cracking, and intake seals down at the head, and injector seals. Vacuum lines crack here. These crack. PCV line down here. This right here is the power brake booster. These valves right here, this is a check valve. They stick. These little plastic lines on a Ford right here, those things are very notorious for breaking. So be careful. Do a thorough diagnosis. Using carburetor spray and things like that to find a vacuum leak. Yes, I've done it. Everybody's done it. But it is dangerous. Propane, a little safer, not very accurate. The best way to find a vacuum leak is a smoke machine. Some shops have it, some shops do not. It pumps in a harmless smoke through a vacuum line. You disconnect the vacuum line like this one right here. Plug up this, take this hose off and plug it up over here with a cap. Plug up the exhaust and turn on the machine. And wherever there's a small vacuum leak, it doesn't matter how small it is, the smoke will waffle out of that small crack, small break, whatever, small seal, and you'll find your vacuum leak. No, that probably isn't the most inexpensive way to do it, but it is the most accurate. Better than spending money for nothing on parts you didn't need. Well, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope I've helped somebody. If you ever need anything, call me. I'm online. Thank you.